Hello and welcome to the Infernal Gaming Podcast. You can listen to this show on Apple, Spotify, and all other major platforms. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, make sure you like and comment. Thanks and enjoy the show.
Start this one by asking you, man. Residential stellar blade hater. What would you like to start with talking about, man? You want to talk about? We got a bunch of topics, man. We got the Grammys, we got our album reviews, and then we have Young Thug being free. Shout out to Young Thug. He's free.
We got the petition and shit. The Drake UMG Drake's petition to kind of get the whole, for UMG and whatnot.
What you want to start with, man? I'll let you pick what we start with, man.
Let's start with the Grammy so we can get it out the way because it's like a couple months overdue, and like the award show is in 2 months. So yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Grammys, man. Let's talk about it. So you said the categories we care about, right?
Yes, the categories we give a shit about. I will say this, to give a small, not necessarily shout out, but a small word on like the other categories and stuff. I know for a fact it's going to be a straight up like battle royale in the pop category because that shit is going to go crazy. White girls went crazy this year.
All right, man. So let me pull it up on this screen real quick. Grammy nominations. All right. So, all right. What I got on this list right here, I said I put it in the notes too, so you can follow along with me just in case there's something that I forget to mention, which I shouldn't forget anything. I mean, record of the year, we got Now and Then by the Beatles, which is crazy.
I mean, fuck that, man. Shit. Beatles should not be winning anything in the 21st century, let alone 2024.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a conversation for another podcast.
Might as well tell me the resident Beatles.
Don't disrespect the greats. That's all I'm gonna say.
They are over fucking rated, right?
All right. Texas Hold'em by Beyonce, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, 360 by Charlie XCX, Birds of a Feather, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, and Birds of a Feather is by Billie Eilish, by the way. Good Luck Babe by Chaperone. I've never heard of that person ever in my life.
Listen, like she, as far as white girl pop culture is concerned, she's going crazy. She's part of the battle royale I was telling you about. Like it's literally going to be her, Sabrina, Charlie, fucking throw Taylor Swift up in there, Billie Eilish. It's going to be just a straight up battle royale for who's going to be winning because those works, those albums have been going crazy in the white spheres.
All right, then we got Fortnite by Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone. We don't talk about him anymore, though, man.
Thank goodness.
He's gone. He's done. I mean, for obvious reasons that we aren't going to talk about on the podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, who do you think is going to win that, man?
I would want Not Like Us to win, but something tells me it's going to go. I don't know how. Like it can be. I don't know if it's going to be one of those situations that where a Not Like Us win because all the other white girl ones get split the votes. Part of me tells me it's going to be one of those white girl ones, which I'm not sure what it will be. I don't think Texas Hold'em is winning that though for sure. So it's either between Not Like Us or one of them white girl ones, be it between Charlie, Sabrina, Billy, Taylor, or Chaperone.
Listen, if Kendrick gets a motherfucking record of the year for Not Like Us, all I'm gonna say is Kendrick open his mouth. Somebody get him a Grammy right now. I would like Kendrick to win that joint though, personally, but I think because majority, I'm gonna just say like that, majority. I honestly think Birds of a Feather is gonna win because that song was every fucking where, man. The Billie Eilish song, that's a really good song too. Really, really good song. I like that joint a lot. You know what I mean? So I hope that'll win. I'm kind of tired of Taylor Swift sweeping everything.
I
And
don't think
then
Taylor's gonna sweep everything this year. Honestly, like she's got stiff, like crazy competition this year.
all right, we got album of the year. We got New Blue Sun by Andre 3000. Shout out to Andre.
That bullshit should not be in that fucking cat. I can't believe that fucking got nominated. That is stupid. That is
Yeah,
stupid. That is an insult to I swear to any sort of music whatsoever. No disrespect. We love Andre Benjamin. Outcast forever, and Andre is probably one of the best lyricists to ever walk the planet. My God, that fucking flute album was nonsense. Those titles were nonsense. Nobody listened to that album unironically. All right, unless you wanted it as like background noise. Fuck all that nonsense. Okay, album of the year. Fuck that. Why is this here?
we got Cowboy Carter by Beyonce.
I can see
We got
that.
we got Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. That's probably gonna win. I'm just gonna say it now. I think that might be the
Battle
winner right
Royale, dog.
there.
Those white girl ones. I'm guessing is Brat among them as well?
Yeah, Brat by Charlie XCX is literally next.
Royal Rumble for the white girls.
Then it's D Jesse Volume 4 by Jacob Collier. Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Chaperone and the Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess.
White girl crazy over there. Okay, I've been hearing a lot of that shit all over the fucking place. Good white girls
I've
flying over
never
the
heard
top
of her.
rope.
I've never heard of her.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of her because like literally she's been everywhere.
Her producer's name is Daniel Negro. That's funny as shit. That's funny as hell. You know what I mean? The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. And that's it, man. So the only nigga is Beyonce, man.
You listen, Jay-Z can throw a fit all he wants, okay, but them white girls are taking it this year.
All right, then we got Song of the Year. All right. We got A Bar Song by Shabuzi. We got Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. We got Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
Didn't even know that was even a song. Like
that might win that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say Song of the Year. I'll tell you what my Song of the Year is in a minute. We got Fortnite with Taylor Swift. Good Luck Baby by Chaperone. Oh yeah, I heard that song. The Good Luck Baby. I heard that joint. Okay. All right, I did hear that song. Okay, I know one song by it. We got Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. We got Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. And in Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to just get it out the way. I have a strong feeling this is going to be the Sympathy song. And we're going to get Bar Song, dog.
I don't think it's good. I think Bar Song, if possible, is going to get one of the smaller, maybe one of the country song awards, maybe. But I don't think Song of the Year is going to get.
Listen, it was the longest charting fucking country song ever, and one of the longest charting #1 songs of all time, dog. Like it might get.
My vote would be for them. I would hope for it. Part of me is like, dog, like you're gonna get that recognition just in a different category. All the big categories are gonna go to one of these pop white girls.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. The only real song of the year on this list is Bar Song, dog. I've literally heard that song since it came out in the beginning of the year till now.
I agree with you, but part of me, the cynical part of me is like they're not going to give it to this nigga. They're going to give him a Grammy in a smaller category to recognize that, but Song of the Year, they're going to give it to one of these pop white girls.
All right, we got Best New Artist. We got Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter. She's definitely getting that. She's definitely getting that.
Yeah,
she had a crazy year. She's definitely getting.
That's going to be her award. That's.
We got Doechii on here. Shout out to her, man.
Shout out to her though. Like, yeah,
she ain't winning that, but shout out to her. We got Khruangbin.
Okay, so I've heard of those guys aren't necessarily new. They're just getting recognized. It's one of those situations where like the Grammys or it's like here's a new artist, but it's like this person's been out for like quite some time, and they've been out for a while, and their shit is fire. I
Yeah.
love their shit.
We got Ray, Raye, and then we got Chaperone,
Ooh,
Shabuzi,
yeah. It's between Sabrina and Chapel then. Like the
yeah,
both
and then Teddy
Royal Rumble,
Swims.
dog. I swear to God, every category that the white girls are fighting, dog. It's crazy out here. It's literally the Royal Rumble of fucking white girl pop singers, dog. It's crazy.
We can skip all this. Best pop solo performance. We got Bodyguard by Beyonce, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, Apple by Charlie XCX, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, and Good Luck Baby by Chappelle Roan. Chapel Roan.
Again, listen, B. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Beyonce ain't getting shit. If she gets something, it's gonna be.
This is not the year for Beyonce to sweep anything. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah,
just not.
Beyonce ain't getting shit.
It's
It's
just
too
not. She might.
it's too strong, man. If she get a country joint, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna just say it like that.
She might listen. She might just cause it's Beyonce. I don't think
That's
Beyonce goes to it.
crazy.
I don't think Beyonce walks away from any Grammy without getting something. But
That's
like,
crazy.
best believe.
I would be highly upset if she got country album. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, as a black person, I want to see a black person with a country thing. It's just a win for us.
I do
Nevertheless,
too, but I don't want to see Beyonce winning. I want to see, somebody who's been doing country music and didn't just be like, you know what, I want to do a country album one day. You know? My boy Shabuzi, shout out Shabuzi, man. You know?
you listen. You can cape for that person all you want. All I'm saying is, as far as like the major awards are concerned, I'm curious as to of the white girl fucking albums that came out this year, who is going to come out on top? Because that is like I've been hearing quite like an even amount from all the Sabrina Carpenters, the Charlies, the Chapels, and I haven't listened to a damn single thing from either of those people on any other albums, but I just know that it's been present constantly in my face that these albums are dominating the sphere. So it's like those are the people that are going to sweep up the place, and I wonder who's going to walk away on top out of all that. So like Beyonce is going to take a step aside this year. This year, again, Jay-Z, you can complain all you want about her not getting the album of the year yet again. Just yeah, this is not the year for that.
I just sampled Chapel Roan album.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just listened to the song just to see if I recognize it. I do not. I've never heard that song a day in my life. So that's crazy. I've never heard that song a day in my life. I just skipped
She's
around until I heard something that was recognizable. I couldn't recognize shit.
she's literally everywhere for real. I've been hearing a couple of her shit
That's
too as well.
crazy. I've never heard that.
None of that shit resonates with me, but man, do they have a stranglehold on the white America?
All right, so best pop vocal album, we got Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter, Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish, Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande, Chaperone with her album. Her title's long as shit. I'm not reading all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. That is really the battle of the fucking the white girls. God damn.
Dog, every pop category is going to include those same names. I'm telling you. It's going to be a battle royale. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go to the rap shit because that's what
Please, you're gonna be seeing the same names over and over again.
Yeah, we all right. So we got our best art. Let's start with R&B, man.
Okay.
I mean, we got best R&B performance. We got Guidance by Janae Aiko. We got Residuals by Chris Brown. We got Here We Go by Coco Jones. Made for Me by Money Long, and Saturn by SZA. I haven't heard any of those songs.
I don't listen to mainstream R&B these days anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, like if I'm hearing any sort of R&B, it's like lesser known indie sort of like spaces where it's like honestly I feel as though that's where like the real R&B is these days. So like for example, I listened to like Ella Means album that came out just recently, It is a good album to listen to, but again, it's not going to get much
Who
recognition.
is it? Who?
Elamine?
I mean, LMI?
Is that like how you pronounce it?
MAI?
No, it starts with an E.
Oh, I never heard of it. We got Best R&B Album. We got 1111 by Chris Brown. Vanta Black by Lala Hathaway. Revenge by Money Long. Algorithm by Lucky Day. And Coming Home by Usher. See, this is why we need my girl on the podcast. Like, this be her department, man. That's all she listened to is R&B. I don't know none of this shit.
We need to have a special guest one. We need to have a special guest one of these episodes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we might have to. All right, best rap performance, man. Let's get to it, man. Best rap performance. We got Enough, Miami by Cardi B, which I don't think I've ever heard.
I've heard it. It's like, oh God, why? Like,
we got When the Sun Shines Again by Common and Pete Rock. Nissan Altima by Doechii. And then we got Houdini by Eminem. We got Like That by Future. We got Yeah Glow by Glorilla. And Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. I ain't gonna lie.
I only see everything else is fugazi. I only see 3 legitimate entries into this. It's Like That, Not Like Us, and Yeah Glow are like the 3 legitimate songs that I can actually look at and be like, oh yeah, they definitely deserve to be there. No disrespect to Doechii, but it's kind of like,
damn, nigga, he had a really good album.
I love Doechii's album. If anything, okay, we'll get into that when we get to the album.
You got to get closer to the mic, or you're like fading out.
We'll get closer to that when we get to, like, rap album of the year category. But like the Cardi B single on there, I'm sorry, why? It was a solid song and everything, like, but it never had that much staying power. It was a brief moment that came and went that distracted us from the fact that she has not given us a second album since
that song, yeah. Nah, that was a good song. The music video was really good for that joint.
It's a solid song, but like song of the year, like rap song of the year, really?
Yeah. No, that's best rap performance.
Either way, like, nigga, I don't like some of these. It's almost like distinction without a difference.
If we're talking about rap performance, I ain't gonna lie. For me, rap performance, I'm going with Houdini or Like That, and it's crazy. I want to say Not Like Us, but I want to say Like That was the bigger rap performance.
How are they? Like,
I say Not Like Us. I say Not Like Us and Houdini.
What is rap performance being judged on here?
It just says for best rap performance, singles or tracks only.
As far as like in how they perform chart wise or something,
I don't know. That's it.
I'll probably go like personally. I want Yeah Glow to win that. I want Glorilla to walk away with a Grammy win. Like, this is their second time being nominated for Grammys, because, like, remember, like, FNF got nominated when she first broke out and whatnot, but that's like, that was like one measly little thing. I want her to get some sort of recognition.
They should have gave her TGIF song.
I can see that too. That could have
that would have been better than Yeah Glow, because I think that took over the summer, dog. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. That shit took over the summer.
But I think Yeah Glow definitely, like, the momentum was started with Yeah Glow.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, all right. I think it's gonna go to Not Like Us, because next we got best melodic rap performance.
Okay.
Which is like for a solo collaborative performance containing both elements of R&B, melodies, and rap. Shout out to this first one, by the way. I would like this first one to win, but it's not going to happen. It's Kehlani by Jordan Ed. I don't know how you say his last name.
I know what you're talking about. I know the song. It's actually kind of like
Kehlani is that joint. Yeah, that joint hard, bro.
It is hard.
That joint hard. Yeah, if he get a Grammy for that, that'd be crazy. We got Spaghetti by Beyonce.
They might give that one to Beyonce.
We still don't trust you by Future, and The Weeknd, which is crazy. All right. Okay. We got Big Mama by Lotto, and we got 3 by Rhapsody featuring Erica Badu. Who do you think's going
I
to win
think
that?
that's going to Beyonce.
Okay.
They're gonna give something to Beyonce, and it's like there's gonna be something. It might as well be that.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for this next one. I'm ready to debate this next one. Let's get it. So,
Yep.
best rap song. We got Asteroids by Marlana Evans. I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
It's a she's the songwriter. It's Rhapsody. Rhapsody did that.
Okay. I heard that album for sure. Yeah.
No, it's a song. This is a song.
Yeah, and I heard the song on the album too, so it's like it again largely forgettable.
We got Carnival by Kanye West featuring the GOAT Playboy Cardi and Ty Dolla Signs, of course. You know what I mean? We got Like That by Kendrick. No, my fault. Future featuring Kendrick Lamar. We got Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. And then we got Yeah Glow by Glorilla. If Kendrick doesn't win the other one, he's winning this.
Yeah.
But it's only because I think the Grammys hates Kanye now. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think I think it could be a bit of both, where it's like, truthfully speaking, in a year like this, Kendrick is sweeping. Kendrick is probably going to take that. Like, listen, no matter what happens, Kendrick don't lose, because like you got Like That, which is a monster of a song by itself. But then Kendrick just doubles it back with something else on his own, and it's like, regardless of the situation, Kendrick wins.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Me personally, man, I just want to see Carnival win, dog. Cause
it's not.
That was song of the year for me, dog. That was number 1 most listened to song of the year for me was Carnival. Number 2 was Bar Song, man. So
I can understand that, and honestly, Vultures won. I think we might have talked about this like when it came out. It was probably, of like the more recent Kanye drops, the most less listenable for me. I actually enjoyed listening to the first Vultures, and Carnival among them. And even I think Vultures was my favorite song on that album. But like Carnival was like, oh yeah, this one's the one for sure.
Yeah. And then we got best rap album. This one's crazy.
This one, I think.
This is Eminem right here. This is Eminem right here, dog.
I swear to God, if Eminem.
If Future wins this joint, I'll be hyped. But
Future deserves to win it, honestly. And I think there needs to be a bigger conversation about what wasn't included in this.
Remember, man, for albums containing greater than 75% playing time of new rap recordings. So it might be Future, but it could be Eminem.
It can't. If it's Eminem, I swear to God.
We got Might Delete Later by J. Cole.
It should not be there.
We got The Auditorium, Volume 1 by Common and Pete Rock.
Much respect to both of them, but I don't believe it should be there.
Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii.
She considers it, even herself considers it to be a mixtape. It should not be. I don't think it should be among them. It's a fantastic project. Don't get me wrong.
I still gotta listen to that joint.
Songs are too short for me, and it almost gives you an idea that this is just an appetizer for what she has down the road, because she's still an artist in development and still finding her sound. And I love, like, we're landing on a consistent space for her when it comes to this, and I'm interested in what's going to happen with her down the road when we actually get the finished article here. And this was just an impressive outpouring, but I don't think it should be considered an album of the year.
Damn, I just peeped. This might be the first Grammy in years where we ain't see fucking Drake's name on none of the rap shit. That's wild.
Mind you, he purposely didn't submit anything for a while.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, it's true. That's crazy though, man. Because he was all over the past, like, I think like the past like 10 years, man.
Yeah, but now
he's got something.
Yeah, but now he's in a space where he's kind of like, he don't fuck with the Grammy, so it's like, he it was like he could not care any less about what goes on with the Grammys. You
This
know
is
the whole
true.
like. I remember the like. If anything, his cultural stamp was the the message that his Grammy acceptance speech that one year where he's like, no, allow this to kind of like define who you are as an artist, that sort of thing.
We got The Death of Slim Shady by Eminem, and then we got We Don't Trust You by Future.
Give that shit the Future. Honestly,
I would
that's
like
the
to
most
see Future
standout.
get that joint, man.
That to me is the standout best complete album that came out this year that I have no complaints over. I wish we could have had 21 Savage's album in consideration here. Honestly, there was one other album that I thought like Vince Staples' album should have been in consideration as well.
Damn, there we go. Yo, listen, all these fucking podcasts we've done, right? Vince Staples has been this nigga man the whole time. It's been his man the whole time.
You know what fucking happened? You made him into my man. Like when you did that thing where you said, "I thought he was your man," I was like, "Not really." But then I started listening because of that, and now I fuck with him. Now I fuck with him heavy.
Yeah, now he actually your man's like that shit crazy.
Now he's actually my man's. Yeah, I'm surprised. What's it? Fucking Etouffee, Black and Blue. None of those songs were nominated for like anything in the Grammys. Like that was a good album. Dark Days is a good album.
That shit crazy, dog. Damn. Shout out to your boy Vince Staples, dog. Shit.
Shout out to Vince Staples. He deserved more recognition than what we see from him, though, because Dark Days was a good album.
Where's Earl Sweatshirt on that list? Like,
yeah, that nigga ain't not gonna be. That's like scared of hose music. I ain't gonna do that.
All right, so do we care about best musical theater album?
What are the nominations? Are we talking like plays?
I don't care about that shit.
We
got best country solo performance. I think Shabuzi gonna take that. We got 16 Carriages by Beyonce. That's a great song though. We got I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll. He might take that. I mean, they love Jelly Roll, man. But
they love them some Jelly Roll.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Where were these niggas before they went to country? Yeah, I mean, where were they at? They was doing hip hop, man. Now they done flipped to the other side of the room, you know what I mean? And they performing at, the CMAs and shit like that. I mean, it's cool though, you know what I mean? I understand, man. I understand. I mean, use hip hop as your platform until you make it. I mean, so we're so accepting of everybody.
Listen, that's a problem that the culture needs to deal with. They need to be more gatekeepy. That's niggas stay inviting niggas to the cookout.
They did Shabuzi dirty at the CMAs, dog.
Yeah,
they did that nigga dirty at the CMAs, dog.
But niggas gotta stop acting surprised when shit like this happens, dog.
I mean, I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? But hey, man.
Listen, motherfuckers will look at you dead in the eyes and be like, "Yeah, he's not country."
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Yeah,
shit's crazy, man. We got The Architect by Casey Musgraves. A Bar Song by Shabuzi. That should definitely win. And It Takes a Woman by Chris Stapleton. They love Chris Stapleton. They love that nigga. He was all over the CMAs. I remember that.
I think A Bar Song gets at least one Grammy somewhere along, and I want it to happen mostly because I want Jaquan to get a Grammy, right? Because he has a writing credit on that song. So I'm like, hey, listen, I want him to have that. Just to have for a song like Tipsy to have come out like when I was in 5th grade, to like have withstood the test of time to the point where it's being sampled in another song from a different total genre. And to reap apparently he gets a lot of royalties. Like he's getting paid quite well for that sample flip, and I just want it to be capped off with a Grammy at the end of it all. So it's kind of like I don't know what the fuck you want to do. It's like, damn, I made that song over a decade ago, and 2 decades ago, and it's like, yeah, I get the rewards for it now. I think something like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Best country album, we got Cowboy Carter. Oh my God. By Beyonce. You got F1 Trillion by Post Malone, Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves, Higher by Chris Stapleton, and Whirlwind by Lainey Wilson. I don't know about any of these joints. All right. I didn't even listen to that Post Malone joint. I listened to the one song because I like that joint. I had some help.
We ain't never gonna get another White Iverson, is we?
Yeah, he done with hip hop, man. It's a wrap. He used it for what he could, and then I mean he let us know with the last album. I think it was called like Austin or something like that. That was a full blown pop album. I mean, he let people know with that joint, like, look, I'm going over there, nigga. Like, I was over there, now I'm over here with it. You know what I mean? And in this F1 Trillion joint, he went all way over, man. And the album did good from what I heard. It did good, but I mean, it was very controversial when it came out. I remember Twitter tore that album apart. You know what I mean? But I did like the I need some or I had some help with him and what's that guy's name? Morgan Wallen. You know what I mean? Shout out Morgan Wallen, man. That's a little dirt homie. You know what I mean? A little dirt be hanging out with that nigga. Free little dirt, by the way. But yeah, I think that's it for the Grammys, dog. I mean, hopefully Future wins something. Kendrick's definitely gonna win something. Kendrick gotta win something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like there's certain people I think are guaranteed to win something. Kendrick is definitely gonna win a good amount.
Yeah, Billie Eilish better get something, and my man Shabuzi better get something, dog.
Like I said, Billie Eilish isn't guaranteed. She may get a Grammy or two. Who knows? I'm just curious who's going to win the White Girl Royal Rumble. It's gonna be crazy. That to me is like I'm not even gonna watch it. Just the outcome I'm curious about. Just like who's gonna win these particular categories.
Yeah, I agree.
Hoping for Glorilla though. Okay, fingers crossed that she gets something.
All right. Let's get into the album reviews now. Let's jump into the album reviews, man. You know what I mean? Let's take it to the soft part of the podcast. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of albums to go through, but the good thing is I didn't listen to a lot of them. Warren didn't listen to a lot of them, so there's not going to be a lot of back and forth. It's either like he listened to one and I didn't, or I listened to one and he didn't. So it's like we're going to get through this list pretty fast. You know what I mean? So
until we get to like the main one, of course.
Yeah, let's start it off with one that we both listened to and we really enjoyed. I know we both really enjoyed it. Glorilla, her first real album, I guess you could say, because everything up until this point was probably like considered a mix. You could say it was probably a mixtape. It felt like a mixtape. It didn't feel like a premium project. This definitely felt like a premium project, and we're talking about Glorious. Glorious. I'm gonna take the floor on this one. I'm not going to take too much time talking about it, but this for me was. I said it on a couple podcasts. We talked about it before. We talked about how the women in hip hop are just really doing their fucking thing, and like that sentiment is still showing with this project here, man. Like you see it bright as day with this project. Like Glorilla did her fucking thing all the way through. You got Hold On, which is an awesome song to start it off with. You got Procedure with Lotto, TGIF, which was like Song of the Summer for the 304s. You know what I mean? What You Know About Me, the Sexy Red song. You got Don't Deserve Money Long. You got the Kirk Franklin song, which was like, all right, I see what you was trying to do with that. But I mean, shout out to her for that. We had the How I Look Joan with Megan Thee Stallion. We had I Love Her with T-Pain. The thing I really liked about this album is like she took all of her strongest features or the people that she featured with in prior songs that they've done together and that were really good and put them into this project. And I really like that. Like her and Sexy Red had a song before that was really good. Her and Megan Thee Stallion had a song like earlier this year that was really good that people love. Lotto and her have good chemistry, it seems like. So it was really good to see all those features. The T-Pain feature was really nice. That's like a really good song. Let Her Cook is my favorite song on the whole album. Yeah, I mean, that's probably everybody's favorite song on the album. That was the TikTok song. This was a really good album for me. I'm just not I'm not the targeted audience. So it's like for me to kind of rate it the way I'm gonna rate it right now, I'd have to put myself in the shoes of like a woman. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, because I ain't listening to this shit all the time, but I can tell like this is for the girlies. Oh, this is clearly for the girlies. And I think this is like as album for the girlies, this is probably like a 9, an 8.5 to a 9. Because there's very few songs on this joint I don't like. There's probably like 2 songs on this joint I don't like. Everything else I really like. So with that being said, we got 15 songs. It's a really easy listen. I mean, you've done it in 42 minutes. Most songs don't go over 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, they're just shy of 3 minutes. Yeah, I give it like a 9. I say a 9. What about you, Warren?
I echo the same sentiments that you have, and I will just add that I'll add my 2 cents in saying that, like, honestly, take a bow, Glorilla, because that is a shining example of what true artist development looks like. Like, honestly, what's it, CMG, Yo Gotti, all them people over there, they did their thing in creating the spectacle that is Glorilla, the artist. Like, seeing her come into the into the industry just raw and just kind of like, all right, you came in off the back of an organically placed hit, all right, but understanding that, okay, we see that there's a talent there, but we need to surround you with people on, like, how to perform, stage presence, you know getting comfortable and acclimated in front of the camera, and what, right, like, being part and seeing her grow and develop into just like the star. Like, she went from just some random hood chick to becoming somebody whom you can look at and just be like, oh yeah, that's a star right there. Lovable personality,
Yeah,
like,
man.
just even like, all the way down to the Memphis accent, where you're just kind of like, oh, this just is something that's so endearing about her qualities and her character, at least what we see from her on camera. She doesn't really be on no extra stuff. Like, it's kind of like a somewhat polished version of what we think of Sexy Red in a way. Sexy Red is just pure unadulterated hood shit. Glorilla is hood, but in a way that's kind of like, it's not gross, for lack of a better way to say. Like, we can look at Glorilla and tell that that's somebody that's from the streets for sure, but like, it's presented to us in a way that doesn't make us kind of like, feel as though like we got gonorrhea or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
man.
but back to the music aspect of it, similar to what you're saying. Like you said, this is an album that doesn't strike my personal sensibilities, but from evaluating it from an art piece, I appreciate the different lanes that she was able to pop in, where she was talking about, like, yes, her faith to some degree, being a friend of someone who's going through, like, a tumultuous relationships, like all these, and on top of that, the same old banging hits that you got that were song of the summer, and more bangers and hits, and, like, just all the things that make Glorilla the artist that she is, and it was authentic to her sound as well. All right, I'm very appreciative of everything that was done, the care that was put into making an album like this, and when she was coming out, I was the comp was always, her and an artist like Ice Spice, and we see the contrast in what we got in an Ice Spice album versus what it means to actually have artist development, and you get Glorious. This is a fantastic album. So, like, I don't know if we can put this on par with, like, Invasion of Privacy, because I think there was a lot more that went behind that whole wave when it came to, like, Cardi B and Invasion of Privacy. But this right here as a debut, like, it cements you as, like, among the top right now, to kind of like, okay, you're here to stay. Take a break. Just tour, perform because she does have a stage presence. She does perform well, and you know, I think with if she still has the backing that she has with her, she's going to come out with more stuff and is going to produce. She's going to be here to stay. So like, glorious, fantastic album, solid 8 out of 10.
Mm. Mm. I'm not even mad at that statement, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
she did her thing on this. Okay, I
yeah,
was listening to that album, just like, yo, I'm impressed. I have nothing bad, like almost nothing bad to say about the album itself. It's just like, yeah, it worked. It worked.
yeah. Great project, man. Great
Great
project all
project.
around. All right. So now we can just swing into our second album, which I'm gonna let you take the floor with this one. We got Big X the Plug. Take care. I didn't listen to this one. So
Honestly, I listened to a couple of Big X the Plug's previous works. I forget the name of the albums and whatnot, but like he dropped singles here and there and whatnot. And he was an artist to kind of keep an eye on. And now this is
yeah,
like a complete project, like that was actually put forth out there, and it is a good project. But I will say this: he kind of sticks to the same flow with things. That's like my only critique. But at the same time, he's still a relatively new artist, so you can get away with that early on, and then like after a while, we'll kind of expect more. But right now, I'm allowing him to kind of like get by off of like the kind of like the flow and music that he's kind of putting forth right now, especially with the instrumentals and like you know how like the way he's putting together music is unlike any other artist, especially from I think he's from Texas.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. He's definitely
any
from
other
Texas.
artist, any other artist that I'm hearing from. So like, listen, fantastic work. I will say my favorite song on that album is I want to say Change Me. Oh my god, it's fucking fantastic song. So I highly recommend listening to that album, but also that particular song as well. Just that shit works.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably give it
Yeah.
a 7.5 out of 10.
Man, that's fair. That's fair. Shit. That's a good joint. All right, so I'm gonna take the floor with the next one. We got Rod Wave. Last lap,
Ah!
man. Yeah. We got Rod Wave taking his last lap, man. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it. Last lap by Rod Wave. I'm not gonna spend too much time with this. This is a beefy project.
Is question though? Is he sad?
Yeah, of course. But he's very good at what he does, dog. He's very good at letting you know the turmoil and the pain behind the music, man, and you feel it. You feel the energy. You feel the just the emotion, the raw. And this was like honestly, the first Rod Wave album I like listened to all the way. I really like this joint, man. I really like this joint. We got like Fuck the Fame with Lil Yachty and Lil Baby. That's a good joint. Federal Nightmares.
I did
That's a
hear that.
banger.
It was,
Yeah.
it was alright.
Yeah, Federal Nightmares, Jersey Numbers with Rilo Rodriguez. That's a good joint. My favorite song on the album is the first single, which was Passport Junkie. That song is so fucking good. All right. I don't know what the fuck crack he's got in that song, but I remember when it first came out as a single, I listened to that joint like over and over again. I listened to that shit too many fucking times. I keep it real. I listen to it a lot. A lot. So yeah, man. Uh yeah, yeah, man.
I heard a
Uh
nigga say I'd eat a jean jacket before I listen to Rod Wave, and I felt that.
that's crazy, dog.
I
A
can't.
jean jacket is
I
crazy, dog. Like
fucking can't get behind this nigga, dog. I'm sorry.
a jean jacket is crazy, dog. Like who hurt these niggas, man? Like
Who the fuck hurt him?
I don't
Nigga
know. He
always
hurt
hurt.
it. That nigga hurt himself, man. But I get his joint like a sock. Like for me, like a lot. There's a lot of bloat to this joint. It's like an hour long joint. there wasn't really a lot for me personally to take away. I give it like a 7.5. I could see like an 8. Like if you really fuck with Boy, I could see you give him like a 9. It's just this was like my first album like by him. It was a little bloated. After a while, like all right, I'm not trying to be depressed for an hour straight. Like if you
Yes,
were
see, that's your issue right there. You're not sad and fighting demons,
yeah,
so
man.
you ain't in the right mindset to ingest, the rod wave.
They wanted niggas to fight demons for a long time. I didn't have time for that. I mean, and I just ain't have time for that. I mean, so yeah, man, that's it for that, man. All right, let's slide into an album that we both listened to. Tyler the Creator,
Ooh.
Chromacopia. Bro just dropped this joint, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this was one of them ones, man. I'm gonna let you take the floor on it. Tell us how you feel, man.
Okay, I had a lot of like complicated thoughts when I was like listening to the album because like this shit is like it's like it's a nice blend of like almost like you get bits of Igor, you get bits of Call Me If You Get Lost, you get bits of like Flower Boy. And one thing I got kind of caught on to early on when I was listening to this album was like, okay, Tyler is in his Kanye bag. Tyler the Creator is in his Kanye West bag. I'm talking like he's in a space right now where it's like it's all art now. Where
Yeah.
every piece of music that he's dropping right now has to be looked at as an individual art piece. And what he's trying to do is he's not chasing a sound. He's trying to create the sound. And then that's the like it's weird because like yeah, his name is the creator in a sense. It's Kanye esque, but almost off brand Kanye esque because it's like you're you're being different. Every album has to sound different, and you're being different. But
Mhm.
like it makes me like any sort of thing that's like derivative of Kanye just makes me even more appreciative of Kanye because it's like the his level of different and level of what he was able to do was transformative. Tyler in his own right is transformative. It's just that it's just not Kanye. It's just not. But at the
Mhm.
same time, though, it's still quality music. It's still great music to listen to. Lyrically, it's very sound and like often has like deeper messages and everything. Like, I mean, that one song that was like from the perspective of like um impregnating someone. Like, just it's what like it profound stuff that gets you. It's very thought provoking. It's very provocative of lyrics, different from like whom he was in the Odd Future days, where it was just shock value. A lot of this is just more thought provoking and just very like, oh my goodness, I have never seen or heard music presented to me in a way, or having stories like this presented in a way that was just so colorful and artsy in the way in which he does it. It just I'm always going to look forward to a Tyler release. It is, if anything, this is definitely one of those albums that, like, if it had come out earlier, it probably should be in those Grammy considerations. And it's like I'm curious about albums that come out at around this point in the year, the fourth quarter, where you're just like, are we going to remember it long enough to the point where it's considered in the following year's Grammy consideration, or we just like we drop albums at this time of the year, knowing that they're just going to get forgotten at some point later on? Because
Yeah.
like it should be up among the considerations. I will say, as far as like, oh, the intro was fucking fire. The first two songs at least were fire as hell. Thought I Was Dead with I think Schoolboy Q was also fire for me on this album. It's a well thought out, well put together art piece. To almost where it's like it's very genre bending. And that's just Tyler in a nutshell. Call Me If You Get Lost aside, because that was just straight hip hop. An homage to a bygone era of music that again was thoroughly deserving of the Grammy that it did receive and whatnot. Tyler's just on to something different, and I'm looking forward to every iteration of what Tyler does in the years to come, of how he decides to push the envelope and push, honestly, the genre itself forward as well. We can get mad at him for doing the things that he did with Flower Boy and doing the things that he did with Igor and whatnot, but you cannot deny that he's taking music, and especially in and hip hop, and pushing it into realms that we never thought was possible. And
Right.
again, Kanye-esque, but not as transformative as Kanye, but still transformative in its own right. I
Right.
give this album an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I got a lot to say about this album too. I do. Because I really like this album, right? I do. I really like it. But because I'm me and I don't want to be put in a bubble with people, I got to explain some things, right? This album and music like it, I fucking can't stand it sometimes because it attracts the worst type of fucking people, right? Like I love Tyler the Creator. I've been a fan of Tyler since the beginning, since the very fucking beginning. I think Warren here was the one that even put me on Bull to begin with. So it's like I've been a fan for a very long time. I've been through his entire transition from when he was dropping the F slur and everything all the time to where he is now, right? You know what I mean?
It's kind of funny because it's like you could say that like his earlier days he was very Eminem-esque, and now
Yeah,
he's kind of like in a different bag with that. So like, yeah, I could see.
yeah, yeah. So like, I've been here for his whole transformation as an artist, and I love that. I really love that I got to kind of grow up with this man as he grew up as an artist. Like I went through all his different metamorphoses as an artist. However, I really hate the fucking people that this album attracts. So I really fucking hate that shit. Like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I feel what Warren felt years ago because he used to tell me all the time, like, I don't really like Tyler because I don't like his fan base. And I never understood until I listened to this project. And I've seen just people just take his entire cock and just throw it down their throat, dog. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. All the nigga did was hit a key on a fucking piano, dog. Like, this shit's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these albums are so weird to me because it's like, yes, Warren used the right words. I think it's like, it's artsy, but it's not provocative, man. It's not provocative in a Kanye. Like every time Kanye does something, I feel like he creates the sound. You know what I mean? I feel like he puts so much work in defining the sound that the sound is his, and it's his, and you can kind of understand that. And so is Tyler, right? On a lot of these songs, it just gives you the Tyler vibe, right? It just gives you that whole the whole thing. Like I was listening to it on my way home. It's called I Hope You Find Your Way Home, right? That song, if you really take it from a songwriting standpoint, is very basic. Instrumental wise, very basic. I mean, but he makes it work, man. It's always been his kind of feel. Like I don't want to say it the wrong way, but it's like it's like low quality sound turned into a high quality art piece, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Does
Yeah,
that
yeah,
make
yeah. I know
sense?
what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's just like the simplicity of the lyrics. Because like I said, if you go listen to that song right now, you could literally make that song in your fucking shower, right? Like you taking a fucking shower, you taking a shit, you can make that song, man. I mean, it's very basic. The instrumental chords very basic. It just he makes it work. He's kind of defined and made this sound, but it lacks that provocativeness that like a Kanye, or even like, as much as I've made it apparent on this podcast that I'm not a fan of him, Pharrell has made. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Like
you're not a fan of Pharrell?
not really, man. Not really. You know
What?
this though. Yeah, you know this, man. I fuck with him, but I don't fuck with him. Like, he all right, bro. Like, he all right.
Wait.
Like,
You don't
like,
fuck
he
with
all
him?
right. Like, I wouldn't say I don't fuck with him. It's just like, it's kind of like with Tyler the Creator. People make him seem like he's like so, like, I'm telling you, when I say this, I'm gonna just put it on podcast so it's on wax. Like, when I say Kanye West is the greatest producer of all time, like, he is miles ahead of number 2. Like, miles ahead of you could put anybody in number 2 and they're nowhere close to Kanye. Kanye is just and I know he fell from grace a long time ago, but God damn it, dog, that man's legacy is crazy, cuz. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, dog. My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, dog, is just, we'll never get an album like that again, dog. We'll never get an album like that. And I feel like it is the blueprint for these weird niggas. It's always been the blueprint for these weird niggas. Always. That is, all these weird niggas always say Kanye West is their inspiration or Pharrell is their inspiration. They're trying to they want to make that. They want to make their My Beautiful Dark Twist. You will never be able to replicate that magic, that energy. Him putting 5,000 hours into making Power, nigga, like, you'll never get that shit. He's miles ahead of anybody else, dog. Like I said, like, it's not that I don't like Pharrell. I just think he's like kind of overrated, man. He's kind of
Oh
overrated.
shit, that's blasphemous as fuck. But all right,
It
I
is,
guess.
man. I love Timbaland. I love Timbaland, man. You know what I mean? I just think Pharrell is kind of like overhyped, man. Like, he's just you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Neptunes and all that type of shit. They got the clips.
Dog, yeah, man. Nah, man. Overrated, dog. Overrated.
Yo,
Man.
okay.
Overrated, but yeah, it's on wax now, man. I mean, like I said, I have bad music tastes. Y'all already know that. Y'all slid in my DMs and told me I got bad music tastes. That's good, right? That lets me know that y'all listen to the podcast. I mean, so now tell me this one in my DMs. So going back to Tyler, that's the problem I have with this album. The fucking fans just dick ride this album. Like, there's a lot of artistry in this album, but it's very like already like kind of his formula. And it's like he doesn't kind of stray away from the formula too much on this album. I mean, like, this is kind of like a blend between like a Igor and like a Flower Boy. Like, it's like a weird blend that I can digest. Like, when I first on my first listen, right? This album's like 50 minutes, I believe. When I look, it's like 50 minutes. It's like a pretty long project. On my first listen, I told Warren, like, this might be album of the year. I really like this joint. But on my second listen and my third listen, the thing for me that started to come up is like the longevity. Like, a lot of these songs, like, I'm skipping every time. Like, I'm skipping a lot of these songs every time they come on. Like, Darling I, I'm skipping that. Hey Jane, I'm skipping that. Judge Judy, I'm listening to that. Sticky, I'm always gonna listen to that, man.
Sticky's fire.
That was one of
the features on that one was pretty dope as well.
Yeah, the features was the best part of that joint, man. Take Your Mask Off is good. Tomorrow, I will always skip that song. I think it's the only song I didn't like. Thought I Was Dead was good. That's a banger. I mean,
dope.
Like Him is a really good song. Balloon is cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? And then I Hope You Find Your Way Home. I'm starting to like it, but it's like a little too simplistic for me. I think like my favorite songs on the album is like Saint Chroma, Ra Ta Ta, and Sticky. Yeah, I mean, those are like my favorite songs. But without like talking too much, like I said, like, y'all weird niggas kind of ruined this album for me, because y'all started talking about how Tyler needs to be, I guess, put in the big three conversation. While he is a great rapper and stuff like that, I don't think he's not a better lyricist than the big three, I would say.
My thing is,
People
if
keep
he
talking
had,
about taking J. Cole off and put him in, and that's like crazy to me that we would take J.
yeah,
Cole off to put Tyler in. Like, that is insane to me, dog. And
I
that
was
just lets me know, like, you weird niggas just champion weird nigga shit, and I'm tired of that. Y'all gotta do better, man. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta stop wearing bright color green, I mean, overalls with fucking the pant legs rolled up and with chancletas on and shit. Like, y'all be dressing weird, and it's like I look at a lot of y'all niggas and know y'all listen to Tyler the Creator. Like, it's crazy. Like, I see y'all in some overalls with the one side let down, and y'all got like a turtleneck on with some circle glasses on, and you got like a slick back hairstyle. I'm like, yeah, that nigga listen to Tyler the Creator. You know what I mean? He's about to tell me that's his favorite artist of all time. And what do y'all do? Y'all do it every time. You know what I mean? Have you ever listened to Good Kid, Mad City? Yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Album's an 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. You know what
I
I
will,
mean?
I will say this. Prior to the album's release, I did say that if Tyler wanted to stake his claim to be among like that whole big three conversation, this album had to be that album that, like, solidified it in a way, or just kind of like, hey, this is what I am. But in order for him to do that, he had to have, like, rapped throughout this
Yeah.
album. And what I got from this album was, like, I don't think he has any interest in doing that, but more along the lines of, like, he's creating the lane for, it's creating separation, but in a different sort of way. He's in a different tier, but like almost like there's no other contemporaries that are like him in a
Yeah,
way.
man. It's kind of like
Like,
Kanye West, man. Like
it's
Kanye
Kanye
West.
West.
Yeah, it's just like Kanye West. Kanye West is not the greatest lyricist, but he's one of the greatest artists of all time. You know what I mean?
For real. Most
I think we
creative
could put
artist that we
Tyler
can.
in that conversation for sure.
It's like this. It's like kind of like what you were saying. There's Kanye West, and there's miles between him and anybody else that comes relatively close. And like, yeah, I would say Tyler Creator is like, he's in that he's in that category of, like, your hip hop, but at the same time, like, the way you are the one of the important, arbiters of this genre, that your importance is in how you push the genre forward. Your importance and significance is how it challenges the way we think about hip hop. And like,
Yeah.
people like Kanye have done that successfully, and I think Tyler is running with that baton as well, where it's like the way he puts this together is challenging the narratives and challenging the perspectives on how we look at and perceive what hip hop is in our modern culture. And like, I'm very appreciative of that. That being said, Call Me If You Get Lost was, well, to me, much better than this album. I loved,
Yeah.
but that's because,
Yeah,
like,
I
I have
agree.
my own,
I agree.
I have my,
Yeah, I
I have my
agree.
I have my personal biases, because, like, again, you throw DJ drama on a on an album and just like turn it into an entire Gangsta Grills, then it's like, yo, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. But
Yeah, I really like that album more than this album, and it's probably just because, again, I'm gonna use the word sonically. I think sonically, like, Call Me If You Get Lost is a lot more like digestible, and
absolutely,
it's more my palate than this album. Like, this is a very artsy album, dog. This is like a home shake ass album, dog. All right, this is a Pink Panthers ass album. All right, this is a FKA Twigs ass album, dog. It is just that weird nigga shit, man. Like, I mean, that weird nigga shit. That's gonna be the new term for the podcast. WNSs, man. Them WNSs, man. It's that weird nigga shit, man. You know what I mean? And it's cool. I fuck with it. But y'all fans gotta stop, dog. Taking J. Cole out the big three conversation is crazy. Is crazy for Tyler the Creator. Like, did y'all not hear San Antonio or Port Antonio? That song he dropped, that shit, like, nigga, man, like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit, respectfully. You know what I
you
mean? Like,
sound
that shit
you sound
crazy.
just as annoyed with with Tyler fans as I am with Eminem fans.
It's just like, bro, like, the music's good, but it's like, y'all dick riding. y'all are dick riding a little too much, dog. Like I'm like it is almost like I gotta roll my windows up and turn this shit down if I'm gonna play this shit in my car. I can't ride around listening to this shit, dog. I'm gonna look like an easy target, man. They following me to fuck home with this soft ass music. You know what I mean? They following me to fuck home with this shit, man. But the album's solid, but it's like it's got a couple misses for me. So I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah, there's a lot more replay. Still listening to.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about Yeat's album, man. Yeat's I got this. It's gonna be really fast because this album came and went. Like really came and went. It's way better than that.
Shock to nobody.
Yeah, it's way better than that 2094 album, whatever the fuck he was trying to make that futuristic ass album or whatever the fuck it was called. It was like 2093 or 2094, whatever it is. This is like a huge departure back to the way he used to be. This is like the follow-up to Life. I think Afterlife. This is the third one, Lifestyle. You know what I mean? So it's like it kind of follows that trend of being like the third album in that little series. And this is like microwave music, dog. This is like it's hot really fast. You know what I mean? It's hot really fast, but you know what I mean, for some reason the plate's still fucking the plate is hot as shit, but the food is cold as fuck. You know what I mean? That's the best way to explain this album. Like you gonna listen to it. Like I played the shit out of this album the first week it came out. I have not listened to it since. There's like maybe like 2 or 3 songs that stuck with me since. I'm giving it a light. I'm feeling like a 5, like it's mid. It's the epitome of mid. You know what I mean? It's the epitome of mid.
Epitome?
I mean, yeah, epitome of mid. I could even go as far as like maybe like a 4.5. There's a couple of joints that like really bang on this joint, but it's just I think it's just not for me. I mean, this is more for them young niggas. So it's like,
look, do you truly believe an artist like Yeat has a lot of staying power?
I think he did. But the problem with a lot of these artists, and we see it with even us it's a good thing that we started with who we did. We started with Glorilla and we went in a ride wave, right? Glorilla has shown growth as an artist. You know what I mean? She's shown tremendous growth as an artist. You know what I mean? You kind of see like bits and pieces of the artistry even in her album. Like I said, like her having like the Kirk Franklin feature and kind of diving into like gospel music a little bit. Maybe that was like something CMG told her to do or not. Who knows? It's just sonically, I mean, we're gonna use that as the word of the day, sonically. The evolution is there from her her first song, I'm FREE, fuck me. She's evolved that song like 90 times now. We went from that to it's 95 degrees. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. We went from the joint with Sexy Red, which is everywhere. You know what I mean? We got the Glow, her like really rapping her ass off. It's like she's shown the evolution as an artist. Yeat has been the same nigga he's been since he came out, a TikTok nigga. He's a TikTok nigga. I mean, it is what it is. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. You know what I mean?
I think it all boils down to who's backing you. I don't know who's behind artists who's behind Yeat or artists like Yeat. We can see the CMG label behind Glorilla and like we know that like they're gonna take their time in making sure that she's going to be straight and she's gonna be good. But a lot of these other labels and whatnot, it's quite predatory where they just kind of like are taking advantage of the moment where you have this hype and pump whatever they can into you for the time being, and honestly they have no interest in developing you as an artist. This is why like the modern landscape of like music today is almost like they're doing away with the whole traditional A&R thing. But like Glorilla is a shining example of why you want something like that. You want A&R because you develop the artist into becoming somebody who's a complete and total product who can produce. Oh, like once you don't shape the one hit wonder label until you come up with your next one. And FNF was carrying it for Glorilla for a minute. I mean, tomorrow with the remix for tomorrow came out with like Cardi B and everything like that, which was like a little bit boosted because you got Cardi B on the remix in here, but we're still waiting for the thing that's going to drop that's going to take you to the next level here. And yeah, Glow showed me that okay, now she finally cracked it, and then you came up with another one with TGIF, and then you came out with another one with what you know about me. Like it's like okay, now she gets it, and now she's running with it. At this point, it takes developing to get to that point. You don't see that happening with a lot of these TikTok artists and shit.
Yeah, like this next artist we're gonna talk about. That's a good. That was great explanation. Number one, that was a great explanation of just Glorilla as an artist. But it's also a great lead into our next album that we're gonna talk about really fast, which is All Me. Got the floor for this one. You can say the same thing for Lil Uzi Vert on this Eternal Take 2. You know what I mean? This album I wasn't like too hyped for. I kind of was because I did like Eternal Take 1. I thought Eternal Take was like a really good project. It was kind of like the beginning of the fall off for Lil Uzi because the sad thing about Uzi, and I've kind of said this to my friend group because we do like these listening parties in the Discord where we get together and we get in the Discord and we like listen to albums when they drop. Like we listened to Mixtape Pluto when it came out. We listened to this. We listened to Juice WRLD's album, which we'll talk about later. We listened to a lot of albums, and this was like one of the things I said about this album was the biggest problem with Uzi is his fans. His fans don't want him to evolve, and you can tell like he wants to kind of like change his sound and go into different directions, but his fan base literally just wants him to make Love Is Rage 2 over and over and over and over and over again. An album that came out in 2017. Like that's what they just want him to keep making. And it's like with Eternal Take, that wasn't it to them. And then Pink Tape definitely wasn't that to them. Pink Tape was horrible. And then this is kind of like in the same boat, man. So let's get into it, right? I feel myself like forcing myself to like this album a lot of times. Like I feel like I try to find what I like about the album. And there are some songs on this joint that I do like. Like I like the Pars and Mars. I like Meteor Man joint. Light Year is cool. I like Perky Sex. I like the little beat for that. Chill Bay is cool. Space High is good. But none of these songs, kind of like we talked about with Yeet, have longevity. And it's just because, again, these are just like, they feel almost like throwaway Uzi songs. A lot of them feel like throwaway Uzi songs, though. Besides the ones that I named, they seem like very like kind of just part of who Uzi is. I'm gonna give this joint a 5. You know what I mean? I honestly want to give it a 4. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I only like 4 songs, and I barely like 4 songs, and this is like 16 tracks, so it's like it's not even halfway good. It's like a quarter of that. So yeah, I'm like a lot of these songs like very forgettable. Like I'm gonna listen to this project for like a month and then let it go. Like this is for them young niggas too. You know what I mean? This ain't for me. I mean, I'm 31 pushing 32. You know what I mean? Like it just ain't for me. And that's okay. Let's get you talking again, man. Absolutely.
Let me just say one thing about Uzi. I think it's hard for Uzi to kind of be adaptable because it's like he's so avant-garde in how he sort of approaches music that it's almost stuff like how you can develop him in like as far as like stage presence is concerned, but as far as the music that he puts out, how do you morph that sound? Only he knows how to do that, but it's just like when you're dealing with fickle fans that are just kind of always like here, there, and everywhere, and your artistic mind takes you in all sorts of different sorts of directions. I don't necessarily know how do you like it's almost like you can't pigeonhole that into a particular sound. But at the same time, like how feasible is it for him to kind of like hold on to like have a stranglehold on a core fan base if he's kind of just going all over the place with it. Like for the life of me, I'll never get into like anything Lil Uzi Vert because it's like his sound has never been for me. I like some of a couple features here and there, but it's like I don't know how. Like again, he's definitely genre bending for sure because he takes a lot of his inspiration from like rock and everything like that. But it's just like it's just chaotic to the point where I just
there's
can't get
no
behind it.
yeah, I appreciate you, man, because you really feeling where I feel like I'm not feeling in as good, and that's exactly how I feel, bro. Like that is 100% how I feel. I think like the chaotic is the best word to describe it.
Mm.
A lot of his albums just kind of feel very sporadic, like it's not contemporary, if that's the word I'm looking for. Like there's no like theme to follow. Like I feel like with the teasers and the trailers, he always has like a theme to the album, and it's like when the album comes out, it's like nothing like the
Oh no,
theme.
okay. So what you're saying it's contemporary. It's just not conceptual. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
follow.
it's not even just that. It's just like it's there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like like with the Carter albums, like you get a premium vibe of a Wayne album from a Carter album versus a like I Am Not a Human Being, right? Like you get a premium. There's a difference between the Carter and that, right?
Yeah.
With Uzi's projects, it just kind of feels like there's no weight to him, and it's like if he ever like from this being Eternal Take Two.
It
What
kind of
is
did
it
drop
that
without
makes
any
it
sort
an
of like.
Eternal Take Two? Like what does it? What makes it Eternal Take Two? Like Love Is Rage 1 from Love Is Rage 2, I understand. Like they almost sonically feel the same, conceptually feel the same. But Eternal Take 1 to Eternal Take 2, what's the difference? Like on this
It's
album, he's on the nitrous on this whole album. Like he's literally on the nitrous this whole album. Nigga, like this shit's crazy. Like bro is on the nitrous the whole album. Like, bro got a song where he's just like, his voice is just deep as hell. And he's just like, I get ha, every God, I got ha. I like the song. The song fire, but it's like, damn, bro. Like, there's like what is making this Eternal Take Two? Right?
you know what it felt like. It felt like Eternal Take Two was like the straight to DVD release.
Yeah. Dog, it's crazy because his canceled albums are so much better than his albums that he releases. It's crazy. The Young Thug album that he dropped, where he's like trying to rap like Young Thug and shit, the Barter, I think he called it Barter 16 or something like that. That joint is straight gas. I don't know why they didn't release that. I don't know if it was because it was leaked and they said we can't put this on streaming services. They need to. That is like the best Uzi project, dog. Bro was like, I'm gonna be Thug because Thug is locked up, and that was amazing to me, dog. Like he literally took on the persona as Young Thug and rapped like him and everything, and it was beautiful, dog. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But this joint ain't it, dog. This is shit. All right. You know what I mean? Like this. Give us Love Is Rage 4 or something. I mean, just give the fans what they want at this point. Like I'm always going to respect the artist, and you trying to be an artist and do your thing, but it's like it's just it ain't working, bro. It ain't working, bro. I mean, you try to do the Lil Wayne shit on the last album with Rebirth. You're not Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne couldn't even do it. I mean, and it's just like just I don't know, man. But it also goes to show, and it's another conversation I wanted to have with you going into this album, is that it goes to show that we was probably right about 21 Savage and Kodak being the best out of that freshman class, dog.
I still contend that 21 Savage is definitely the most successful out of that freshman class, but as far as like the best rapper out of there is
Oh,
Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry, yeah, Denzel Curry for sure. Yeah, I always forget he's part of that class, but he is.
Yeah.
He is. Lil Yachty is probably the best sonically. Like he makes really good music. He's a good writer too. Good writer.
Yeah, like Yachty is something as far as like his what he contributes musically, considering like he might not be the greatest rapper, but like what's it? I'm trying to remember what was the name of that album that came out in like early, was it 2023? Let's Start Here. Oh man, I still listen to Drive You Crazy to this day. That shit is fire. The why did you not drop the like you only sing the hook one time? That is the biggest sin of that song. It's so great. You only sing the hook. You know, I'm just gonna go to. But just never mind me. All right, moving on to the next album.
Yeah, man. So, all right, like I said, I'm gonna let you talk. I mean, because I feel like I've been just spitting it all over my monitor and shit. Talk about this Ab-Soul album that I didn't listen to. That I meant to listen to. It's just I just didn't have the time, man. Like
I'll be brief. I'll be brief with this
right,
one because
all right.
it's a solid album. I will say that like I liked Herbert a lot better than I loved this one, but that's nevertheless, this is still a good album to listen to. I Song that I recommend for people to listen to is if you're a diehard Lil Wayne fan, then you would love Bucko Jr. because it's pretty much almost like it's not even like it's sampled, but it's like there's elements of you know Birdman Jr. from the Carter One on this song, and it was like I was able to pick up on it by the time it got to the third verse. Like you'll hear that if you memorize the lyrics, I think it's pretty easy. But by the time you get to the third verse, it almost kind of like mimics the same, almost like the same cadence in a way. It is overall solid project. Absol, I think, deserves much more consideration as far as like his rapping ability because the man is just like he's rapping for sport at this point. And it sounds like he's having fun while doing it. Yeah, that's all I pretty much got for the time. I think I'll give it a solid 7/10.
Okay, 7 out of 10, man. Wow. All right, cool. Let's talk about ASAP Ferg, Daryl, I think is what it's called. Gerald. I'll let you speak on this one first, too, man. Go ahead, man.
I think I mentioned to you before that I listened to it. I think it came at the same time as the the Absol album. I honestly forgot like everything from this album. I'm looking at the track list right now, and it's like, yeah, oh wait a minute. I think I remember French Tips because it sampled Brandy's "I Want to Be Down," and that's a good song, and I love the sample flip and everything like that. Granted, you're never gonna beat the original Brandy song because that's just like it takes you back to a time. But I still appreciate the homage to it at the end of the day. Overall, though, like this was quite forgettable for me, honestly. I did like the Mary J. Blige features. I will say that too as well. But like it's largely oh no, the intro when you what's it the sample of Soul to Soul and Shook Ones. Who would have thought to blend the two? Yeah. Like, but aside from a few of those things here and there, I don't think I saved anything. Like it had its moments, but like nothing that really captivated me.
This is what I was about to say, right? I agree with you like 100%. I think I would give this joint like a solid 7. It's very forgettable, but I really appreciate like because ASAP Ferg to me is he's always been like hit or miss with me. Like I liked Floor Seats 1 and 2. I did like both of those. Some of his earlier albums were kind of cool. Yeah. What I like about this album is it's very artsy, right? It kind of follows the ASAP rocky type of vibe in a sense, like where his older albums used to be kind of like artsy, but have like that little swag trillness to them and shit like that. Kind of like testing. It just felt like a testing type album. I mean, kind of like that testing joint. Um, it's cool. The album was dope. I thought it was cool.
We ain't never getting that ASAP Rocky album, is
Probably not.
we? Really? Like then he got with Rihanna. Was like, you know what? I don't have to drop music either. He's just gonna like not do that.
Yeah, man. I give it a solid 7, man. It's cool.
I'd probably say 6.5, maybe 6.
Yeah, I give it a 7 because I did like a lot of the music on the project. I did like a lot of it. I mean, no cap. Like I liked a lot of it. I mean, so
It was cool, but again, for me, not a lot of replay value. That's always what I kind of like assessed it on.
yeah, yeah. All right, let's talk about my man Skrilla real quick, man. Let's take it back to Philly real fast, man.
That's all you.
I'm gonna be very brief with this one, man. My boy Skrilla, if you don't know who Skrilla is, man, he's the one that did the goddamn. He did that song. I mean, that you hear me and my boy Black. Shout out Black, man. Love you, brother. You hear us singing all the time on stream and shit like that. He dropped his first studio album, I believe. This is a studio album called Zombie Love Kensington Paradise. You know what I mean? All right. I really like the title, man, because it's got Kensington in it. And you know, he's like big for being like a Kensington artist. Like that's where he's from. He's from Kensington. So it's like he reps his hood, man. He chills with the Fiends and shit. He's always done like his music videos got the Fiends in there and shit like that. Like he be doing his thing, man. Shout out K&A, man. I mean, shout out K&A. We fuck with you, man. This album is very fucking Philly. So it's like for people outside of Philly that are probably looking at this album, like, yo, this is kind of weird. Like, I understand because it is a very Philly, like, this is the sound of Philly right now, like that weird drill music. You know what I mean? Like with the slow beats and the little laser sounds and shit. You know what I mean? Hi-hats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like this is just the sound that we've kind of adopted at this point. I hate it. I hate it to death. You know what I mean, even Meek Mill is over here rapping on these type beats. It's crazy. But I kind of fucked with this joint, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I fucked with this joint. I listened to it on a car ride the Thanksgiving weekend, and I really fucked with it. I thought it was really good. Thought it was a really solid project. Get this one like a 6.5. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good. You know what I mean? It's not mid. It's not great. It's like average. It's good. It's almost good. You know what I mean? It's almost like good. I say it's above average. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Simple review, man. 6.5, man. You know what I mean? I like the little baby feature on that joint. That shit was cool. The intro was dope. You know what I mean? The problem is with an album like this, though, is like the songs start to sound the same. They all start to sound the fucking same. So, yeah.
Blended
All
like a
right,
little
man.
baby project.
Yeah, the little baby coming soon, apparently, man. Lil Durk was
Yeah.
supposed to drop like 2 weeks ago, but you know,
Oh,
I mean,
things happen.
he's not available
Fans have
right
been
now.
preoccupied at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, so all right. What we got next?
Oh, you know what's it? I'll ISO on this one because I saw something that you didn't put on the list was the Corday album.
Oh yeah, I ain't listening to that, so go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So the Corday album called "The Crossroads." Honestly, I'll be a little bit brief on this. Well, I'll see what I go with this. It is a tremendous bounce back album. I'll say that. Like we had the debut of what the Lost Boy, which was a phenomenal like debut album from like somebody who with whom is like one you could say one of the leaders of the new school here. The follow up album, I forget the name of the album, was kind of a flop. Software Slump really was kind of like disappointing and not really lift up to the standard that we kind of like, the way we sort of anointed Corday to be like, okay, you have the potential to be among the front runners in this particular genre at your young age because the way your first album was so mature and well produced that we expect that same sort of output. The second album wasn't so good. This album kind of just restored the feeling of like, okay, now like this kid is going places. All right, for sure. Like, I only saved like 2 songs from it. What's it? Mad as fuck and Back on the Road, which with Lil Wayne. He has like 2 Lil Wayne features on the album, but you know, prime instrumentation, solid sound, good production, everything. Lyrically, he's still doing his thing as well. Incorporating lyrics about family and all sorts of things. And the features are also stand out as well. I think Anderson .Paak is on this album, if I'm not mistaken. Well put together, okay. And like I said, it's a tremendous bounce back album from an artist with whom I believe has staying power, who is lyrically sound, who like many. If you love hip hop, you would love somebody like Corday. So much appreciation for him. I give this a solid 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta check the kid out, man. People always tell me he's like a young J. Cole. I mean, I get that a lot.
I can see that. Listen to Lost. If you haven't listened to Lost Boy, listen to Lost Boy. It's fantastic.
I did. I liked it. It was a good album. Yeah, it was a good album.
You can probably get a few songs from the second album. I know the one song with Gunna from that second album I still listen to this day. It's a real good song. But yeah, this complete project. This is a good complete project.
Okay. We're gonna jump into games real quick. I mean, I just wanted to jump into games real fast. We're gonna talk about this on the gaming podcast too, but I wanted to ask you because you have a PlayStation. Did you see the PlayStation free games this month?
What's it? I saw What's that? One of them was between the two of us or some shit. Us two or some shit like that.
It takes two. It takes two. Alien. I forget what the Alien game is. That's a good game though. The Alien game. It's like a top-down shooter.
I saw that.
Good. And then we got Temtem.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm definitely going to stream that joint, man. That's the Pokemon ripoff, but it's like a massively online Pokemon game. Like it's like you can literally play Pokemon with like 1 billion people. I mean, I've always wanted to play that game. That was on my wish list on Steam for the longest. I didn't even know it was on PlayStation, so that's crazy. But I highly recommend you download Temtem. I mean, I don't know if you're a Pokemon fan, Warren, but
not so much. I honestly, after I stopped keeping up with Pokemon. All right, after a while, it's like it's too many of them niggas.
Yeah, man. That joint, I ain't gonna lie, that Temtem joint look all right, man. It's like I said, it's like online Pokemon. Like it seems like a cool concept. I want to try it out. So
y'all are more than welcome to. Okay, I'll be over here playing my Shadow Tree, baby.
Oh, yeah, playing all these fucking Souls-like games. We're gonna bring him back on the gaming podcast soon. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about that on either the next podcast or we've already talked about it because I don't know if this podcast is going to be the number that it's going to be because I'm literally recording 2 podcasts like today. So I'm recording the gaming podcast and this podcast. I don't know which one I'm going to drop first. It might be the I'm probably going to drop the gaming episode first. So yeah. We're going to be doing a big podcast soon. Yeah, I mean, for episode 100, it's coming.
Hey.
Episode 100 is coming. And we're going to have everybody there. So, yeah, I mean, fuck with your boy. All right, let's get it. Going back to the list, because we still got a couple more to talk about. Do we want to talk about the Kodak Black Jones? I kind of skipped over them.
Skip them, because I've not listened to them, and like honestly, until Kodak gets right, I'm not gonna listen to his shit.
That's how I feel, dog. Because look, I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna say, I listened to both of these projects. I did. I listened to both of them because I fuck with Kodak, but bro is on the drugs heavy, nigga, and that's like, it's starting to show in the music, bro. Like the music is fucked up because of this shit, man. So we got Dyson Octave, which is the first album that dropped. Like that joint is ass, dog. That joint is like a 2 out of 10. It's not even worth the only good song on that joint is Catching Fire. Trying to Catch Fire, whatever it's called. I think it's called Catch Fire. That joint's all right. That's the first track. After that, you can turn that shit the fuck off, dog. Like that shit's ass. But Churro Bill is a little better. I mean, I'm gonna give it some more listens, but we'll talk about that on the next podcast. That's gonna be one that we talk about on the next joint, man. We're gonna talk about that on the next one. You know what I mean? That joint is kind of ass. Respectfully. Did you peep my man Sa Baby's album, man? Like I sent it to you. And I told you, like, don't judge it by its cover.
It's I peeped like a song or two, but I was like,
what did you think from a song or two?
Like it kind of blended and you sounded no different from any of the artists that are like your contemporaries. I needed to see some sort of distinguished
right,
qualities.
So I'm gonna grab this joint real quick. This is like one of my most listened to albums in the past like couple weeks. Like I've listened to the fuck out of this album. I really like this joint, and I've always kind of liked Sa Baby ever since he came out with a Pull Up with a Stick back in the day and shit like that. Like he's always been like kind of cool. He was like Gunna before Gunna, so it's like when he came out with this joint, to me the vibe that I got was like he kind of like took his swag back from Gunna and put it on. This sounds like a Gunna album, dog. It sounds better than 101. Like this joint is so good, dog. Like listen to Viking, man, and tell me that don't sound like a Gunna song. It sounds like a Gunna song mixed with a little bit of Cardi in that joint. The album's dope. It's a little bloated, but I kind of get it because like this is his first proper album in like a long time. Like I know he came out like a mixtape a couple years ago and then a mixtape before that. So it's like this is his first proper offering in a long time. So like if you're a fan of this dude, you probably were kind of waiting for this joint. Me not being so much of a fan, I really kind of went into this with no expectations other than hey, I kind of fuck with Bull, man. So like let me listen to his album. Like I said, Viking is a fire song. Roll With Me, All the Way, Kodak, Lost All My Feelings. That's a single from like a year ago. Like that shit came out like a year ago. Waikiki's Fire, Save It For Me, Baby. I love that joint, man. Like, yeah, I mean, he just be talking that, like, he's just a weird, freaky nigga, dog. I like that shit. He be talking all that weird shit, like, let me put it in your booty and shit. Like, I like that shit, man. Like, I be feeling him on that shit. I'm like, yeah, I'll be putting it in her ass too, nigga.
Nigga, like, weird, freaky nigga. What?
Yeah, I mean, so we got WNSs and then we got WFNs, dog. We got weird, freaky niggas and weird nigga shit, man. I mean, we got them two for the podcast, man. Write them down. You know what I mean? Write them down. Overall, I really like this project. It's like a solid. I want to say like 7.5. I give it like a 7.5 because I really like this joint. I listen to it a lot. So, yeah. All right, y'all. We getting closer to the album. I know y'all want us to talk about. That. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, I mean, man. We're gonna make you wait for a minute. Yeah, I mean we're gonna talk about this Freddie Gibbs album real quick. He gonna talk about it. I'm gonna listen because I ain't listened to it yet. But go ahead, man. Talk about it.
I'll be brief on this one as well. This is a sequel to You Only Live Twice. Came out a couple years ago, I want to say. I would say I wouldn't say I love, but I did like You Only Live Twice probably more than I love this one. You Only Die Once. It's quite thematic, almost in the sense of like Soul separately, where like he's constantly talking to Jesus, and he was kind of doing that in the whole You Only Live Twice album. This one he's constantly talking to the devil. It's solid concept. Song wise, okay, but I don't know if I saved anything from this particular thing. And I usually look forward to, you know, Freddie Gibbs' music and whatnot. Honestly, I've become shout out to our boy Kyle. He was the one that put me on to Freddie Gibbs, and like I've been kind of like somewhat of a fan ever since. His music is tight, solid music. This one, okay, I would say this is. I, I don't normally get okay from Freddie Gibbs, but I'll take it this go around.
What you rate
I
it, man?
probably a 6.
Okay.
Which again, uncharacteristic because it's look, man, what's it? Bandana was fire. What's it? Alfredo, fire. Sold separately, fire. Just what's it? Just the Freddie album, fire. Like he's a solid artist to pay attention to lyrically, instrumentally. Freddie Gibbs is. I know your whole thing is like the shenanigans outside of the music that kind of holds you back, but
Yeah.
if
He like kind of like a cornball, but I think lyrically I'm starting to open up to him because like lyrically he got bars. So it's like
he
I do
got,
want to peep ball. I just gotta sit down and actually peep. So just
you know what you want,
I
you know what you
will.
want to listen, you know what you want to listen to though.
What?
This is from like from 2011. Currency's mixtape Covert Coup, Scottie Pippins, and that was for many people their introduction to Freddie Gibbs. That second verse, iconic. Man, just absolutely slaughtered that verse. I just if you just pull up that song and just listen to the second verse.
Are we gonna have a currency podcast one day?
Oh, we should. We
This
absolutely
nigga
should.
said we should. We should.
We absolutely should.
24-hour podcast coming soon, y'all. 24
Listen,
hour
man.
podcast.
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, Currency, is that boy, man.
All
I've
right,
been on a
man.
deep dive, dog.
All right, man. You ready to talk about it, man?
Do we have anything else left afterwards?
Drake ain't dropped this year, man. So we can't talk about the GOAT right now. It's like, nah, let me stop. Before I trigger a nigga real quick. It's like, nah. I mean, I'm just surprised. I'm just kind of mad we didn't let Lil Wayne perform on the podcast, man. Like, that's all I'm gonna say, man.
God, man, it's Rock Nation, man. We can't let them keep getting away with it.
Fucking Rock Nation control the pod. Nah, we all play. I got my feelings on that maybe we'll talk about after we talk about this next album. You know what we about to get into. I'm probably gonna make it the title of the podcast. So you see it, you know it. Kendrick Lamar, GNX, man. He did the Beyonce style drop on this joint, man. All right. He did it on some crazy shit, right? Half a day done passed, right? I'm chilling. I'm cooling. I'm doing my thing. Yeah, I mean, I get on Twitter real quick. Niggas is talking about Kendrick drop. I'm like, all right, he must have dropped like a little loose single again. Yeah, I mean, I get on Apple Music, and that joint just told me new album from Kendrick Lamar. I said, I ain't see this last night. I seen this motherfucker that dropped 12. I think it's 12 songs. 12
Yep.
songs. It's
Yep.
it's a relatively short album, but it's 12 songs. GNX, which is for the Buick Grand National. If you didn't know, man. I mean, a lot of people didn't know. Somebody told me, "Did you listen to Kendrick Lamar Generation X?" I'm like, all right, nigga. Like he's literally leaning on the car, nigga. Like he's leaning on the car, nigga. Like it takes one eye to see that, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit crazy, but all right, man. Like that nigga came up to me and said, "Yo, did you listen to Generation Next by Kendrick Lamar yet?" I said, "What the fuck is Generation Next, nigga?" Like, yeah, but I'm gonna let Warren take the floor in this one first, man, because I kind of want to. I mean,
we should have a conversation about this for sure.
We're
I'm
going
like,
to, but I wanna let you start off first, man.
I'm just gonna start off with my rating right now, 9 out of 10.
All right.
Honest,
I mirror that. I give it an I get I mirrored a
if
little bit better than you. I almost was gonna say like 9.5.
listen, I wouldn't be mad at it either. Listen, I'm not my. I guess my beef being that I'm not a fan of like.
The West Coast
Granted,
shit.
no. Big fan of that. If anything, I'm not a fan of like songs like Luther on there
Luther grew on me.
or Gloria.
That
Like
sample's fire, dog. That Luther
some,
sample is fucking. If this world was mine, I was like, oh my god, he got fucking Luther Vandross on his joint. I was like, yo, y'all remember the first time I heard that joint? I said, oh my god, we in for a banger, nigga. Like, yo, first time I heard that joint, I'm like, then I heard SZA voice. I said, of course, man, of course.
it's more of a personal preference sort of thing. Like I can understand thematically, artistically, all that kind of stuff. For a lot of people, they truly loved it. I am not going to fault anybody for having their sort of thoughts about it either way. Just
Yeah.
my personal music taste, I just wasn't feel. I wasn't necessarily feeling
This
it.
joint sound. The only thing I have with Luther is it sounds like SZA got a gun to the back of her head the whole time she's singing. Because it seems like it's like mad forced for her to be on the fucking album. I don't know why. I always get that vibe from her. Like she fits the vibe of the song, but it's just like he could have got somebody better than SZA for that joint. But I get
Yeah,
it. That's
but
top
yeah,
dog. I mean, TDE,
top dog, man.
y'all got history. I mean, SZA, I mean, he going on tour with her. Yeah, dog. And there was a point because I've said it on the podcast before. I think we talked about it on a couple podcasts. The last music podcast, I told everybody that I think my favorite album of Kendrick Lamar's is damn, I just blanked out
To
on his
Pimp a
name. To
Butterfly,
Pimp
you
a
said, right?
Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly. It was like right there in my head. To Pimp a Butterfly. I really love that album from front to back. That album's like a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 to me. It's like really good. You know what I mean? Good Kid Mad City's good too. I like Good Kid Mad City. I think for me, like sonically, it sounds a lot better. And it just kind of I like the message behind To Pimp a Butterfly. I really like the message. Like everything leading down to Mortal Man is just like it's just a great album. Like Kendrick could have been like Kendrick's like Life After Death, like on some Biggie shit. Like that's how good that album was to me. I mean, I stand on that. Like Good Kid Mad City is like great, but to me, like personally, I just think the album's better. But I'm not gonna lie, when I heard this joint, dog, I had to kind of like reconsider that, dog, because the one thing I liked about this whole beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake is that Kendrick is really stepping on this nigga, dog. And he's like, he is talking his shit, dog. He's talking his shit this whole album. And it's like, Kendrick to me was never that type boy. He was like very humble, very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it was very like the jabs that he always threw were very subtle at shit. So it's like when he said like smoking on top 5, you know what I mean? It was like, all right. I mean, it's like we know what he's talking about, but at the same time, it's like it was kind of like a hee ha ha type shit. Like he's smoking on
Yeah,
top
but
5.
also like
You know what I mean?
mind you, this is the same nigga that came up with the control verse.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like it always felt like even with the control verse, he was like, you know, you know what I mean, I got love for you niggas, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. You know what I mean, he said that shit. You know what I mean, it's just like I don't know, man. This is the first album where I feel like he's just like, yo, fuck you niggas, dog. Like really, like, fuck you niggas, dog.
But it's personal at that point.
Yeah, like with Whacked Out Murals. Like he literally says he said fuck everybody that's on my body, dog. Mm-hmm. He said the blick first, then God got me. I said, oh my God, this nigga talking that shit. Yo, I was like, yo, Drake, you gotta get off of Instagram, cuz. The minute I heard that intro, I was like, bro, he's got to fucking go, nigga. That nigga Drake gotta just disappear for like a couple years. Pull a Frank Ocean, get the fuck out of here, dog. Because this nigga Kendrick is not playing with you, nigga. He's not playing with you. Then it's like he said the little thing about Lil Wayne, which I'm gonna say it on wax. I didn't interpret it as a diss. So I don't know why
nobody should interpret. Yeah, nobody should interpret that as a diss.
And that's what I hate about the internet. The internet is trying to push this like narrative, like, oh, he dissed Lil Wayne. It's like it was almost like he was just saying, like, damn, I let Lil Wayne down. Yeah, I mean, kind of like how when J. Cole said he let Nas down. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. If anything, it's not necessarily a diss, but also at the same time, he is a bit tight at the fact that, like, mind you, the only person that congratulated me about the whole thing is Nas. And, like, this is somebody whom I looked up to. And, like, you're being real salty about this whole thing.
He said Snoop Dogg posted Taylor Made. I hope it was the edibles. I was like, yo, dog, that intro is like the best intro he's ever had, dog. That is.
And then Snoop Dogg came out and was like, yeah, it was the edibles.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you, that was the best. That was the best intro Kendrick ever fucking did. And then going in to squabble up, nigga, I'm like, yo, I'm the whole time I'm listening to this joint. And this is the thing about Kendrick albums. They don't do this to me. They've never done this to me.
That's the thing. Okay. My commentary, okay?
Go ahead.
I characterize this is better than Damn for me. This was a commercial
100%.
album.
100%.
This is a commercial album, but like, dog, everything almost everything like it. This is beyond just like I'm not just trying to like put music that's gonna like have some sort of profound meaning.
Hold up, your mic is kind of, you sound kind of far. Like, get up on your mic a little bit.
This is not like some sort of like profound conceptual thing where I'm trying to like, you know, have some sort of deep sort of meaning. No, we're making bangers. All right. Fucking whacked out murals, gas. Swallow up, gas. Just so like the songs that I have about like 6 out of the 12 songs saved on here. Oh my goodness. It was just such a thoroughly enjoyable listen. And it's like many people, when it comes to like Kendrick Lamar, that's usually sometimes people's thing against him, where it's just like, yeah, sure, you're giving me all these sorts of things where I have to like unpack and all the layers of what you're trying to say in the lyrics and everything like that. Just give me a bop. Well, this is bops. He just gave you an album full of bops.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say, man. I've never been lit during a Kendrick Lamar album. I was lit the whole time this joint. I was turned up the whole time this joint played, man. Like, this shit got me turned the fuck up, man. And it's like, I've never felt that. Like, again, the thing I really like about the Pimp a Butterfly is just the vibe that it puts on, like the energy that I get from it. Like, it's very like informative. It's very like down to the roots. It's very like, you know, like Black Power to a sense. You know what I mean? Like, just my brother and shit. I really like that energy that is thrown onto that album. But with this joint, I really like just the up tempo energy that I'm getting. Just the hate for this nigga Drake is just so strong that it just brought the best out of this nigga, dog. I'm so like, dog, like I was like, fuck, man, I can't get on Twitter and say I like this joint, man. No, I can't. I was like, damn, dog, like I can't get on. These niggas gonna be like, oh, you a fan now? Oh, you want? No, I always like Kendrick. I just think y'all niggas dick ride too hard. But this joint is you need to be dick riding this like a lot. Like,
it's honestly, I'm gonna say it right now. If it weren't for all, like, it came out late in the year, it's the album of the year. It is the album of the year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
It unfortunately can't be considered at this point in time, and I wonder if like
it could be on the Infernal Gaming podcast, but I fucked with mixtape Pluto, nigga. Like, it's like, I fuck with that joint hard, man. Like, that shit just came out, and it's my top album of the year, nigga. That shit got like 690 minutes listened to that joint. Like, god damn. Like, but this joint's perfect, dog. This the only 2 songs I don't like, Man at the Garden. That song puts me to sleep, and it's in a bad spot. Like, because Hey Now is really good, Reincarnated is really good, TV Off is a fucking banger. TV Off is fucking crazy with the mustard. That's probably gonna be the title of this podcast. Mustard.
We don't talk enough about Reincarnated though, man. Like that.
Yeah, that joint's fire. That joint's fire, man.
My man Reincarnated Pac with that joint, dog.
Yeah,
How he was delivering that shit, dog.
Yeah, real shit. Dodger Blue, I don't like that song at all. Like,
listen, you need to listen to that cleaning or something like that. It grew on me. Dodger Blue is fire. Dodger Blue is fire.
The Hard Part 6 is so good, dog.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
I love that joint. That joint's so. And then GNX, like that shit got me motherfucking crip walking. Nigga, I ain't even a crip, nigga. Like, yeah, that shit hard, dog. That joint hard, man. Tell him Peso did it. That's my shit, nigga. Like, what? Tell him Peso did it. That's my shit, nigga. Tell him Peso did it. That's my shit. And then Gloria's pretty good.
Did you listen to the promo video that came out on YouTube prior to the album drop?
Nah.
Okay, so because this kind of lends its way to some people having theories about like what this project is and what could be coming down the pike. Where it's like in that promo video, there was a snippet to a song that was not on the album, and that snippet was fire. People are saying that like, listen, is it possible that this was just a teaser to like what potentially could be a bigger project? Say
100%. 100. Yeah, they've already kind of broke it down that like this is the part 1 to the like somebody brought the theory of the did you see the Menace to Society theory where it was just kind of like they was driving in a Grand National when they went to go kill that dude, and then Trey wanted to get out the car and shit, like he didn't want to kill him and shit like that, but they killed him anyway. And he's laying in the bed and he's just like, yo, I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to know if I could do it and shit like that. People are saying like that's the theory behind this album. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't want to have to kill Drake. He just wanted to know if he could do it. And I was like, when somebody broke that joint down like that, I was like, wow, y'all Kendrick niggas are crazy. Like,
I more so subscribe to a simpler theory where it's like typically he drops the hearts prior to an album release. And the fact that he has this on the album is like saying that, okay, this ain't even the real thing.
The Heart Part 5 was on what you call it though.
It was added on later.
Yeah.
But it came out before Mr. Brown.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, so yeah, I get his joint. I probably get his joint a 9.5, dog. Just because of honest to God, Whacked Out Murals is crazy, dog.
Insane.
That joint's crazy, dog.
And to go from that to Squabble Up is also insane.
I had to pause that shit when that nigga said, fuck everybody, that's on my body. I had to pause that joint like, is this Kendrick Lamar? Like, we talking about the Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar Duckworth?
we talking about King Kunta. Yeah, we're talking about King Kunta, man. You know what I mean? We talking about Halle Berry to Hallelujah. We talking about that nigga, man. We talking about a pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. You know what I mean? Is that who we talk? We talking about Kendrick Lamar, man. You know
quick question though. Quick question. What is your favorite Kendrick song?
On the album?
Just generally.
Oh, Mortal Man, hands down. Mortal Man, hands down. Dog, that nigga, dog, like he snapped on that joint, dog. Like I said, man, that part where he said, man, when he said when he said the joint about Michael Jackson and shit, man, dog, like that shit will always. Yo, I remember the first time I listened to that joint, I was just like, wow, nigga. Like, shout out to Kendrick for saying that shit, dog. Like real shit, man. Like that was like he was really talking that shit on that song, dog. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all peeped this by now. You know, I'm talking to the listeners and I'm talking to you two at the same time. Like, I like when an artist is humble. Like, my favorite Drake songs are kind of the songs where it's kind of like he's like very expressive of who he is, where he's like, you know, things like 4 a.m. in Toronto. That's like my favorite song by Drake. And he's just talking about like the life and how he feels in it and all this shit. You know what I mean? I like when an artist is just kind of like breaking down their life on a song. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I love Forest Hill Drive so much. That's why I really like that album so fucking much, because it's like Cole is literally telling a story of like his upbringing and his life and how it feels to be, you know, biracial and growing up in the South and all types of different narratives that it's just like I like when an artist kind of um expresses the inner thought, because it's like music nowadays is just like niggas portraying who they want to be. You know what I mean? Not who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? And it's like with Mortal Man, it's like Kendrick stuck to who he was. That's like one of the main things that I really did like about Mr. Morale. You know what I mean? Even though y'all dick wrote that album, it's not that good. I really liked that it was just kind of like he was just like, hey man, like, can I just be like a normal nigga? You know what I mean? Can y'all not idolize me? Can I just, you know, can I make mistakes? Can I be a failure? Can I fail like everybody else? You know what I mean? Can I sometimes not deliver the best? Like, I like when an artist is just being real and raw and just giving you all that. And I think Mortal Man for Kendrick is just that song. Like him writing a letter to Tupac, which is like his inspiration. You know what I mean? And him just talking about how he feels like Nelson Mandela, all that shit. It's just like, dog, like that song is beautiful, dog. That song is so good, man. You know what I mean? Like that song is so fucking good, dog. It's so powerful. Like if you listen to it, it's so powerful, dog. And then, like I said, when he said this shit about Michael Jackson, it was like around the time where like everybody was talking, you know, Michael Jackson did that, he did all that. And it was like, you know, nobody was trying to speak up on that shit because that was when cancel culture was starting up. You know what I mean? And it's just like for him to say that shit was like, yo, that's what's up, man. Like I always like respected him for that. You know what I mean? And then just him just being like, yo, basically saying like, if shit hits the fan, would you be a fan? Like basically like if I was on some bullshit, would you just basically stop fucking with me? You know what I mean, would you turn your back on me? Like that's like real raw shit, man. That I think that we need to, as a hip hop community, you know, we just talked about Post Malone earlier, right? We need to talk about those types of things, man. Like when shit hits the fan, are you gonna be a fan? Like you see with Drake right now. Like when shit hits the fan, are you still gonna be a fan? You know what I mean? Or are you just gonna be like, nah, man, fuck that nigga? Like that's deep shit, man. I like when an artist can do that shit. You know what I mean? That's why it's like Tyler, respectfully, as much as I love Tyler, he could never be in that top three, that big three conversation. No, like he just couldn't be, man. Like even Drake on like Do Not Disturb, which is like my second favorite Drake song. Like it's like him just breaking down the lifestyle, like what he's going through, like everything since Views. You know, Views was like his biggest album. That was the highest he ever did, the highest plateau he ever got to. You know what I mean? Like the highest peak. And like him just talking about everything like he was going through. It's just like, wow, man. Like I like when an artist can show you that. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's why Mortal Man is the best for me. But what is your favorite Kendrick Lamar album? I know I went on a whole spiel right there, but
Sing About Me.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that song is like beautiful.
it is. But damn, I wasn't expecting that one.
It's an incredible. I listen to that like for pleasure whenever I want, like at a moment's notice. You put that thing on, it's like it is an incredible song.
Yeah, it's
From
good, man.
first verse to the last verse, even like the dying of thirst part at the end of it all. But just like, oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful song. It's such a beautiful song that I want that like to be like my mantra everywhere you go. Like I take it with
Yeah,
me. It's an amazing song.
yeah, man. Yeah, that joint is good, man. Kendrick ain't got a bad album yet. Well, yeah, he do. He do. I
It's
don't think Mr. Morales is a good
it's
album.
not a bad album. It's you might not like it, but it's not a bad album.
That joint to me is like a 7, strong
That
7.
doesn't make it a bad album. It makes it probably
Yeah, that's true. That's good. That's
underwhelming.
good.
Underwhelming
That's
to your expectations. Quite frankly, to me, as much as people like praise it,
Damn to me is his worst album, and I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I think Damn is a little better than Mr. Morale. Only because Damn has some of Damn has like some of my. It's crazy because as much shit as I talk about Damn has some of my favorite Kendrick songs. Like
I think I
God,
wouldn't.
like I love God. Like that's one of my
I
favorite Kendrick songs.
I think I wouldn't be so harsh on Damn if that wasn't the album that he won the Pulitzer on.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's how a lot of people feel. I like Loyalty on that joint. There's a lot of good songs that he had on that.
Oh yeah, listen, it has some good songs on there, but like honestly, I think the acclaim that it got really kind of like rubbed me the wrong way when it's just like you have To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City. If you had won a Pulitzer for To Pimp a Butterfly, I get it. Good Kid, Mad City, definitely get it. Damn, the commercial album is the one that gets the Pulitzer on.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That was like okay. It was pretty evident that was the makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's all we got for the we got one more. And then we can end this podcast, man. Because this is one I think we need to talk about. Like conversational wise, I think it needs to be talked about. So last week, Juice WRLD's legacy was tarnished forever because money and greed
Extreme language.
and Fortnite and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even though the Fortnite shit was really good, like the Fortnite shit was cool. Like even the Fortnite song is cool. The empty out your pockets joint.
you over here caping for Fortnite, nigga.
Huh?
You over here caping for Fortnite, nigga.
I fuck with Fortnite. This new season, cool. I fuck with Fortnite. It's all right. Cool game. I mean, you don't fuck with Fortnite, nigga?
Fuck no.
You don't fuck with Fortnite?
No.
Damn, nigga. You need to fuck with Fortnite.
Not until they pay my man $2 million.
Oh, man. This nigga, man. Anyway, yeah. Juice WRLD, he didn't drop an album because that nigga, you know what I mean, is somewhere performing a concert. That was fucked up. Shout out to RIP to Juice WRLD, man. That was fucked up. You know what I mean, but I seen that meme the other day, and I was just like, damn, that shit was on my mind. You know what I mean, but yeah, Juice WRLD dropped an album called "The Party Never Ends." This shit ain't it, dog. I'm not a Juice WRLD fan. That's what I should start by saying. I like 3 songs of his. I never really got to really like him like that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, he was only really like popping for like a year before he passed away. It was a shame. But he did so much in like a year. It was crazy. But
he was on the ascendancy for sure.
Yeah. This was like a compilation of just like unreleased songs and shit that
therefore
and shit.
Unfinished shit that he never meant to be put out.
Yeah, man. And it's like it's a shame that they put this joint out, and it's just this shit forever tarnished his legacy, dog. This album is not good. You know what I mean? It just doesn't have the vision. Like it just doesn't have anything. And it's like I wanted to talk about this album. I'm not gonna rate it because I'm not the intended audience, but the audience has already spoken that they don't like the album. They think it's really bad as a Juice WRLD album.
And obviously Juice WRLD himself didn't like it. Otherwise, he would have released it himself. This just shit in the vault. That's like we recorded it, we didn't like it. They didn't make the cut to make any album or projects. This is just in the vault.
Yeah, like y'all, and the reason why we're bringing it up on this podcast is because we want to just say, can we please stop with the posthumous albums? Can we stop with it?
That's really, our PSA.
Like really stop with it. Like I'm tired of these albums, dog. I'm tired of them because it's just they come out like sounding incomplete. Like you literally can take almost nothing from them most of the time. The only time a person's legacy was respected after they died, besides obviously Biggie and shit like that, is I would say the first Pop Smoke album. Like 50 Cent really did his work on that project. Like he really, as a producer, he really did a lot of work and created what he could, a really good project out of like, you know, unreleased verses and songs.
I think
that.
Posthumous albums can work. It works in a sense where it's like if the person had died as they were in the process of releasing an album, all it is piecing together stuff that was like, okay, a lot of it is completed work. and you may fill it with other things as well. But for the most part, the stuff that was there was meant to be released. I could say the same thing about the posthumous DMX album as well. He meant to release those songs. He was in the process of working on an album prior to his death.
Yeah.
Now, with
A lot of these things, it's like, okay, this is just stuff that they recorded, knew that was not, good enough to be put on anywhere. They might repurpose it later on down the road, but for all we know, it's in a vault. A lot of artists have songs that they don't want released in a vault. Otherwise, they would have released it to y'all. Every artist you know has unreleased tracks that will probably never see the light of day. And these posthumous albums are just money grabs. So all it simply is emptying the vault. You can look at somebody like imagine that, like, if we got all of, like, say, Kanye West's unreleased songs that's probably in the thousands by now, and you can make his legacy. You can just milk his legacy for years upon years, just releasing unreleased tracks. But at the same time, it's not the quality that he wanted it to be because you're just giving us unfinished stuff.
Yeah.
Unfinished stuff that was never meant to see the light of day.
Yeah. It's a shame, dog. It's a shame what they do to these people's legacies, and they ruin their projects, man. Like it's just they gotta stop with this shit, man. I'm not for it no more. I'm done. I'm done
can
with
see
it.
from the perspective of, like, the estate, where it's like, okay, they just lost.
Like, say you have a child and, like, that was their primary source of income. This is a means to kind of generate income from their death to help the family, I suppose. That's the only way I
Nah,
can see this
I'm
being
not even fucking
justifiable.
with that. I'm not even fucking with that. Nah, don't do that shit, man. Don't do that shit. Like I said, don't do that shit. It's I'm tired of it at this point. Let these great men and women rest, dog. Like real shit. Like let X rest, let Juice rest, let Pop rest, DMX, all these niggas that's dead, let them rest, dog. I mean, I'm tired of this shit, man. It's like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear a nigga who had no input to the album at all. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Because you take the art form from the album, what is he? You might as well just call that shit unreleased. You might as well put that joint on YouTube, nigga. Like, what the fuck? I ain't like just leak the shit on YouTube. But the Fortnite shit was nice for him. The Fortnite shit they did for him was cool because I heard he always wanted to be in Fortnite and shit like that. I mean, he's in Fortnite. He was definitely in Fortnite. I mean,
Cool. Pay $2 million.
They paid Meg Thee Stallion because she got a whole fucking emote in that joint now. That shit gas.
Yeah. I just want them to pay $2 million. Is all I want to say.
What song was his that they put in the game?
It doesn't matter his song; it's his dance.
What dance? What dance was he?
The Millie Rock.
They put the Millie Rock in that joint?
Yeah.
I gotta get that joint. Where is it at?
My God.
I'm about to Google that shit. I need that joint. I'll be buying all the emotes for that game, nigga.
Nigga, you part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, dog. You know what I mean? I'm part of the problem. I got the little Uzi joint that I want to rock. Body yada yada. I got the little Philly joint. You know what I mean? That shit crazy.
Definitely part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, nigga. You know what I mean? I kill a nigga and do the little body yada yada on the nigga. That shit crazy, dog. That shit gas. I bought Ice Spice, nigga. So I got Ice Spice. I got the little damn shit on move. Like damn shit on move. Like, I got that little joint. Like, damn, that shit crazy, dog. That shit crazy. Shout out to Fortnite, man. Shout out to Fortnite, dog. It's a good game. Good game. We'll talk about it on the gaming podcast if we didn't already. I mean, because we don't know. I've yet to record the gaming podcast yet for the next episode. But yeah, that's all we got. That's all we got. We've been talking for a minute. I don't know if you want to keep going or not.
2 hours, dog. Yeah, nigga got work in the morning.
Yeah. So we wrap this joint up, man. We will probably do the album of the year podcast sometime in January. probably after the big 100 podcast. It'll probably like right after. So 101, 102. We got some big changes coming to the podcast once we hit the big 100 as well. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I mean, those announcements will all be on my social medias. I mean, the links down in the bio, all that good stuff. Make sure you share with your friends, all that good shit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this has been episode, whatever episode number it is, because we don't do that anymore. You got anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Nope, not at all. Okay, what's it? Go listen to Freddie Gibbs' verse on Scottie Pippen's. That's all I gotta say to anybody. To be honest, that man smoked that verse.
Yeah, go listen to Mortal Man by motherfucking Kendrick, man. Turn all the lights off and just listen to that joint, man. Look out the window or something. You know what I mean? Look at like birds flying in the sky or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna set the mood. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. Fuck with y'all. Peace.